Hello everyone. We start a module number 2 masonry construction, and in a masonry construction today we discuss about a cavity wall. So in a cavity wall we discuss about what is cavity wall, advantages of the cavity wall, then after general principles of the construction, then after brick cavity wall, and we discuss on a position of the cavity and position of the cavity at a different uh, part, and at the last we discuss about the position of the cavity at a opening. So let's start with a lecture of a cavity wall. So first we uh, define what is cavity. So a cavity wall or a hollow wall consists of a two separate wall called as a leaf or a skins with a cavity or a gap of the two walls or a two leaves is a 5 centimeter to 10 centimeter between them, and the two leaves of the cavity may be equal thickness or unequal thickness. So here sometime both the cavity walls are equal in thickness, and sometime both the cavity wall are as a unequal thickness. Like example, like for the outer wall, like a thickness is a uh, zero point 0.2 meter, and inner wall or inner leaves thickness is a zero point 0.3 meter. So in case of the here there are two cases is given in a cavity wall. So first cavity wall we construct in a load bearing structure, and second cavity wall we construct in a non load bearing structure. So in case of the non load bearing wall, two leaves or cavity are made of the equal thickness because it's a non load bearing wall. So here inner leaves and outer leaves, or a inner cavity wall and outer cavity wall, both the wall thickness is equal. Like we take a 20 centimeter thick, so both the leaves are a 20 centimeter thickness, and if the leaves are we take a 30 centimeter thickness, so both the leaves are at a 30 centimeter thickness. Now in case of the load bearing wall, so what is load bearing wall? So load bearing wall, if you know about the load bearing wall, so all the loads are transferred from the wall to foundation to soil. Clear? So in a load bearing wall, so inner leaf may be made a thicker than the external leaf or external wall. So here inner thickness, inner wall thickness is a higher as compared to external. So here like external wall thickness is we take a 20 centimeter, so we take a inner thickness wall is a 30 centimeter. So it's a cavity wall general rules. See this figure. So in this figure here outer wall we prepare by the brickwork, and between the inner wall and outer wall here gap is provided. See this gap, so seen by the red color arrow. So here non-insulated space is given. So here non-insulated space is given between the inner wall and outer wall. So for the cavity wall, we can certain material we fill up the inner cavity as a insulation material. Clear? So as a insulation material, we uh, fill up the material, and then after from the top part we completely seal the top part, and the top part is complete seal. We prepare a outer and inner thick wall as a cavity wall. So in a figure number 2 we see the arrow is provided. So arrow is provided to bound the two walls, inner and outer wall, by this arrow. Clear? So same here in a figure number 3. So here in a figure number 3 wire is bind the two wall, inner and outer, and between the two wall gap is provided. So this wall gap is called a cavity wall or a cavity. So this cavity minimum dimension is a 4 centimeter, and maximum gap between the inner and outer wall is a 10 centimeter. Not a more than 10 centimeter accepted in a not a more than 10 centimeter is accepted in a cavity wall. So now the outer wall known as a outer leaf and consists of a 10 centimeter thickness, and inner wall is not a more thick as a stronger to carry the impact load safely. Now two walls two walls or a lift are tied with each other with a metallic coated ties to obtain the structural stability. So here in a figure we already seen these ties is bind the inner and outer leaf or inner and outer wall. Why we bind? So we bind for the structural stability. So they are the spaced at a 90 centimeter at a regular interval in and apart horizontally 30 to 45 centimeter apart as a vertically staggered positions. Now see this figure. So in a figure we exactly seen about the hollow wall. So here inner leaf and outer leaf, both the leaf are constructed up to the second floor slab level. Clear? So from the bottom or a ground floor to second floor slab level we construct the cavity in a wall. So here weep hole is provided at the bottom and weep hole is provided at the bottom part of the ground floor and also is provided in a first floor. Now here at the top bed plate is provided. So why bed plate is provided to remove or bed plate is provided uh, not entering the water in a cavity. So at the top coping is provided to reduce the seepage of the water in a cavity. Now we take a next slide for the advantages of the cavity wall. So the direct moisture cannot be travel inside the building, so there is no direct contact between the inner and outer leaf. Now next advantage is the cavity between the two leaves is full of air which is bed conductor of a heat. So hence this transmission of the heat is external phase to inside. The room is very much reduced. Uh, Cavity walls have about a 25 greater heat insulating value than the solid wall. So here gap between the two walls, so outer and inner temperature is changed because outer temperature is higher, so it's not easily traveled from the cavity and not transmitted in a inner wall. Now they have a good sound insulating property because inner and outer wall is a gap between the inner and outer wall cavity is provided and they are economical. Fifth advantage is the nuisance of the efflorescence is very much reduced and efflorescence we exactly seen the white colored shades shown on the top of the wall, so it's we reduce by the cavity. Now loads on the foundation are reduced because the laser solid thickness. So here gap is provided, so material we required less material and in a hollow part we require less material, so foundation require lesser load. Uh, Now next is as the wall having a cavity inside the load on a foundation are reduced. Now general principle of the construction, the gap of the cavity between the two separate wall or a leaf should be uniform thickness throughout the height of the wall and it should be less than the 40 mm and should not be more than 75 mm. So the two leaves may be equal in a thickness and when not subject to have a heavy load. And the bricks are laid in a cement mortar with a mortar proportion is a 1:4. So here 1:4 is a one part of the cement and four part of the sand. Now in a load bearing structure generally inner leaf is thicker than the outer leaf. So inner leaf maximum load is transferred from the inner leaf and outer leaf only for the protect the environment. So the outer and inner wall are connected together with the help of the bond brick and metallic tiles or metal ties so as to get a stability between the inner and outer wall. So in this figure, so metallic ties is seen in a first figure. So this metallic ties is bound the inner and outer wall and in a figure number 2 also wire type of the metal ties are seen. Now metal ties are also called a cast iron cramp or a wrought iron cramps. So these are staggered and must be placed at a 300 vertical interval so as to increase the stability of the two leaves. And metal ties should be dipped in a hot tar and stand before use so as to avoid the corrosion action. So here hot tar is coated on a metal ties so it's avoid corrosion. Where the corrosion is not avoidable, at that place copper or copper ties may be used because copper is not corrodes. Now next is a GI wire can also use as a ties. So here different figure you exactly seen on a screen. So the two ends of the wire are twisted together and bent downward. So the moisture may be fall down into the cavity without getting the seepage to the inside of the wall. So here see this middle figure, see this pointer is given. So pointer is seen the in a downward direction, so the all the moisture is falling down by the pointer. So this point is getting the falling down into the cavity without getting the seepage in the wall. Now the cavity wall is constructed more stronger at the corner and at the jambs. So it is always recommended that the opening should be taken as a 75 mm to 100 mm below the DPC as a damp proof course, and at the bottom of the cavity a semicircular open drain pipe is provided so the drain of water are collected from the bottom. So for the drain off, one pipe is provided at the bottom portion of the cavity. Now next is a brick cavity wall. So in a brick cavity wall, each leaf is made of the half of the brick thick, and this wall is able to take the leaf of two-story building, and but if a heavy load are to be supported, then the thickness of the inner leaf can be increased in the multiplying of the half brick of the thickness. And the width of the cavity between the inner and outer leaf should not be less than 4 centimeter and not be more than 10 centimeter. We are already discussed of a thickness. Now next is see this figure. So in this figure inner wall and outer wall we exactly seen, and in a figure number 1 insulation material is fill up between the two walls or in a cavity. So in a figure number 2, so here wall ties are a tie the outer wall and inner wall or outer leaf or inner leaf, and these wall are ties and moisture drip of the wall ties. See the moisture are dropping down and collected at the bottom of the cavity and drain out by the pipe. Now next topic is the position of the cavity. So at the foundation level, at the roof level, and at the opening level. So there are the three position of the cavity. So at the one by one we discuss at the foundation level, at the roof level, and third one is at the opening level. Now the position of the cavity at a foundation level. At the foundation level, the various alternatives are adopted in the provision of the cavity. In a figure, the cavity extend up to the base of the footing with damp proof course are introduced just below the floor level. These are a more common arrangement. So however the brickwork below the ground level is not careful constructed. Water will enter through the joints and collect in a cavity and travel to the inner leaf and causing dampness in a flooring. So see this figure. So in this figure position of the cavity at a foundation level. So at a foundation level from the PCC work we start a cavity, and we start a cavity up to the top of the slab. So now here see this figure. So in this figure cavity start from the bottom, and here from the bottom no any seepage or water traveling inside the cavity because at the bottom we provide the PCC. clear. And at the bottom we provide also the pipes to remove the water. Now in such a case, the proportion of the cavity between the top of the foundation concrete and ground level may be filled with a 1:2:4 concrete, at least 150 mm below DPC. So alternatively, the cavity may be provided up to the ground level 150 mm below the DPC, and in both the case separate DPC is provided for the both the leaves. So drain water now uh, in a second case, see this figure. In such a case, the portion of the cavity between the top of the foundation concrete and a ground level filled with a 1:2:4 concrete, at least 150 mm below the DPC. So see this figure. In a figure from the DPC damp proof course up to damp proof course, we fill up the gap or we fill up the cavity. Now in another case, alternative case, the cavity may be provided from the ground level 150 below the DPC. In both the case, separate DPC is provided for the both the leaves. Now next is the position of the cavity wall at a parapet level. In the case of the flat roof with a parapet, the cavity wall may be extend either up to the bottom of the coping or up to the level slide above the flat roof. When the cavity extend up to the bottom of the coping, DPC course is provided between the bottom of the coping and top of the cavity, so as the rainwater does not enter the cavity. And in case of the sloping roof, cavities extend up to the near the eaves level. So here see this figure. So in this figure show the parapet wall. So here in a parapet wall, so cavities provide up to the top of the parapet wall, and on the top coping is provided. So generally coping is made by the RCC or only cement concrete work. And in a second number figure, we provided at a DPC, and after DPC we start a brickwork and up to the coping. So here cavities extend up to the flashing side or up to RCC slab. So here cavity in a parapet wall. Now next is the cavity of a position at a opening. So we exactly discuss by this figure. So at the door and window opening, the constructional treatment given the cavity wall requires special consideration. So at the sea level, it is always advantageous to keep the back on the seal flush with the back face of the external wall, and at the top of the opening of the door and window, stone or a brick arc or a concrete lintel is provided to carry the load from the structural and above opening. Thank you.